Welcome to another episode of the TUE Brew Review. This week we are checking out Long Forgotten. This is a Kentucky common beer from Old Irving Brewing up on the north side of Chicago. So, and by the way, stick around because after I do this review, I will be giving you my pick to click for this year's Kentucky Derby. And speaking of course, the Kentucky, there's the Derby, and of course, the Kentucky is known for its wonderful bourbons, but a kind of a historical, forgotten beer style that has actually enjoyed a little bit of a revival here in the past 6-7 years is the Kentucky Common style. So again, it's an historical beer style. Frankly, one of just a handful of beer styles that originated here in the United States, because most beer styles originated in Europe. But this beer came about in the mid-19th century. It was kind of the Kentucky and specifically Louisville's answer to a lot of the Pilsner beers that were being produced by the folks, like Miller and Pabst and Stroh's and Anheuser-Busch. But the water tables in Kentucky have a lot high carbonate, so a lot of minerals in their waters, and it didn't play well with making the clean, crisp lagers. So they made a beer that actually has a percentage of some darker malts. And instead of the lagering process that can take a few weeks, they turn this thing around pretty quick. I want to say within a week from brewing it to kegging it, it is out the door and ready to be consumed. So it's a quickly maturing beer. Got some nice dark malt characters, but still a very light and approachable beer. And once Prohibition hit in the early 20th century, this beer style just kind of went away. But as I said, the last 5 to 8 years, I remember going to a brewery in Chicago, not Old Irving, but one in that area on the north side, that actually had a Kentucky Common on tap, and I was very intrigued by it. And now I'm seeing this beer show up here and there, usually in the springtime, that is packaged. So I'm excited to give this a go. So let's take a quick look at the can here. We got a 16-ounce can. I do love the kind of the old-timey script, so that does help capture kind of the 19th century history of this beer style. I think I saw in here, 3.4% ABV. So very low in alcohol, very sessionable, as it should be. And there's the independent craft brewer logo that we like to see. And it does have a little bit of information here about the beer style, which I've already described, but it's worth checking out if you pick up this beer. Let's go ahead and get it into the glass. And by the way, you'll see that I'm actually pouring this into a mason jar. I kind of like to use canning jars, even though my wife hates seeing these in the pantry. I kind of like these to use these because you've got the tulip shaped glass where the mouth is smaller and helps capture some of the aromatics with the smaller mouth. They're very sturdy. They feel good in your hand. They got the nice thick glass, and they make me think of moonshining, which kind of plays into the whole Kentucky thing. So any beer clean glass will work, but I'm using this guy. Some really nice bready and a little bit of like sweet tart aromatic in there. Yeah, but very, very pleasing to the nostrils. Cheers. So up front, get some nice malty, biscuity, grainy flavors. Also a little bit of like sweet corn in there. But then back in, you get a nice little hop bite. I didn't cover the color, but there's because of the use of the darker malts, and you get kind of it's a little bit hazy, a little muddy amber color, and the head retention kind of dissipated, but it did have a nice little, I thought, kind of a foamy, rocky head there to start that kind of dissipates quickly. And that would be expected, I think, a beer with a lower ABV like this. The body on this is deceptively light. It is very refreshing and soft, smooth. You do get a little bit of prickly carbonation, and again, nice little hop spice there in the back end to kind of take the edge off of the malty and the sweetness up front. So nice balance. Man, this beer, for being such a low ABV beer, packs a ton of flavor. This is fantastic. I'm going to go pick up some more of these and enjoy the watching the Derby with these. Of course, aside from your mint juleps and or just a nice neat bourbon, this would definitely be an awesome accompaniment anytime, let alone the Kentucky Derby. So definitely worth checking out. But hey, as I promised, my pick for this year's Kentucky Derby, after looking at the field, I'm going to go with Final Gambit as my Kentucky Derby winner. So there you have it. Final Gambit to win the tournament and wash that victory down with some Kentucky Common Beer. This is called Long Forgotten from the folks at Old Irving Brewing Company out of Chicago. Cheers.